Okay, so the subject of the day is money. Okay, money. Money has no value, it doesn't have any value, at least not a monetary one. And that's very weird to say, right? That money has no monetary value. What I mean is that money doesn't have, like, how can I say that? Its value has nothing to do with numbers. Money does have value, but it's not the value that you think, right? It's not that it's worth like what people say it's worth and stuff like that. Money, the value of money is the interaction we have with money. So, in other words, the value of money is what money makes us do and what we do with money. You know what I mean? But the value of money per se is inexistent. Money has no value. The value of money relies on our acceptance, meaning that money is based on a system of belief. We believe that that bill, for example, we can take a $1 bill, that $1 bill is worth $1. It is $1. You know what I mean? So you get $100 bill, it's worth $100, and that $100 has a certain worth in the market, and then it allows you to pay for certain things, etc. But that is belief. That bill, that $100 bill is worth that because we accept it, or it is worth that. The moment we decide it's not worth anything, it doesn't work. It's not worth anything, it won't be worth anything. Like, the moment we decide that money has no value, it won't have any value. So, this is what people in power don't want you to understand, that money is literally an illusion. And so, the people who are rich only because we accept them as rich. The moment we decide they're not rich, they are not. And I know people will say, well, this is a very simplistic idea and it's so unrealistic. That's what people will say if you don't understand what I'm saying. If you understand what I'm saying, literally, as a society, if we were to decide people who have $1 billion are not rich, they are not. Because the value of their money is based on our acceptance. If we don't accept it as valuable, then they don't have anything. You understand? That is the power we have. People are rich because of our consent. We, the society, support the illusion. You understand? Because no land can be bought, but we accept that lands are bought because we accept it. That's it. So once we start understanding the power we have in establishing, in defining society, many things will change, like drastically. And I'm not against a world with order and a world with certain rules that we humans create in order to function. I don't mind that. I don't think that everything has to disappear, that money has to disappear and stuff like that. But what I want you to understand is that we actually have the power because we are the one giving away the power. The moment you decide that people who are in power are not empowered, like they don't have power to do certain things, then they won't have power to do certain things. If I can build you a car, okay? If I build a car for you, for let's say you pay me 2,000 for me to build a car for you, that's because I accept that my labor, my effort, my stress, my knowledge, my physical ability, my mental ability, my time, my energy, my health, and all of that is worth the little printed papers that you're gonna give me, or maybe the digits on my account that are inexistent, that exist only in virtuality. Okay? Once you take my card away, you take my phone away, I literally have no money. You know what I mean? And that paper is only worth that kind of money today. That only worth what it's worth today because you say so. If tomorrow you say that what you give, what the 5,000 that you, the 2,000 that you gave me are not worth a dime, then I have no money. So I've given you my time, my energy, my knowledge, my physical ability, my everything. I've given you my labor for free or for an illusion of compensation. So I'm saying this because one, because it is true, and two, because I hope that people would wake up and understand that even acquiring a lot of money is not going to be the solution to fighting people in power, because by doing so you are following their path, you are following the system that they created, and in in a sense you are playing their game, and you can never win in their game because it's their game and their rules. So you have to withdraw completely from that um, from that game. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's that. I hope you get it. Do share with me your point of view.